Hi folks, I'm here in the beautiful Second Presbyterian Church in Charleston, South Carolina. I am preparing a nice older Baldwin SF for the Piccolo Spoleto Festival, and I ran into an interesting problem that I thought I'd share with you. It has to do with these whippins. They're hertz spring whippins. Sorry, I've only got two hands, with this screw adjustment, which is a very nice feature to have. This piano needed a fair amount of regulation, and one of the things I did was to increase the repetition spring tension by turning the screw down, which is the normal fix. However, as you can see, I had to turn it down quite a bit, and now that nylon tip is interfering with the spoon for the jack regulation button. In this particular one, it's just touching. But what happened was I got a call about a half hour before a concert that keys were hanging up, and this was jamming against that spoon, and the repetition lever wasn't coming up. So what you have to do is get that nylon tip up out of the way, which means you have to raise this screw, and you have to find some other way of increasing the tension on the repetition lever spring. I tried just doing it without removing the repetition lever. I got zero results. So the only real solution is to disassemble the whippin, or at least take the repetition lever off, and then increase the tension on this spring. I can't do it with one hand, by holding one leaf and bending this one back. What you're doing is you're opening the coil, the spring coil, which is right in there. So you're increasing the spring tension, then raising this screw adjustment up out of the way so that there's no chance that it's going to interfere with the regulation spoon. That's not exactly a quick fix. A quick emergency piano concert fix might be to bend this regulation spoon forward, but that's a risky step, to be perfectly honest, because one, you run the risk of widening out the hole that spoon is drilled into and decreasing that stability, and then you really have to make sure that you've readjusted the jack position, because otherwise you're going to have skipping notes. So it would be a quick emergency fix if you're very diligent and very careful about it. But the better long-term fix is to disassemble it, spread that spring, raise the screw adjustment up out of the way. It also gives you a chance to check the pinning on the repetition lever, which is a pretty important fringe point. So, not fringe point, friction point. Hope that helps. Bye. Here's an example of the perfect storm. If I push this repetition lever down, you can see that the tip of that nylon screw catches on the jack adjustment spoon and stays there, which is pretty disconcerting if you're trying to play the piano.